We don't have to make the play that stops the run or the play that turns the tide, the play that starts the run.
4 quarters of really good basketball, and I think it's going to be a learning curve. But that's what's going to have to happen if we want to beat the really good teams in this league, is you got to find a way to put together 4.
The basketball world is buzzing after a shocking incident involving rising WNBA star Caitlin Clark and league referees that has sparked heated debate across social media and sports networks. Known for her fiery competitiveness and court vision, Clark found herself at the center of controversy after a tense altercation and questionable calls that many fans and analysts are calling outright disrespect. Was she unfairly targeted, or is this just part of her rookie adjustment? In this video, we break down exactly what happened, the league's response, and how this moment could shape Caitlin Clark's future in the WNBA, for better or worse. The WNBA, a league experiencing a surge in popularity, found itself at the center of controversy following an incident involving rookie sensation Caitlin Clark. In a recent Indiana Fever game, Clark was shoved forcefully into the wall during an aggressive defensive sequence. Though the impact left fans stunned and commentators briefly speechless, the officiating crew offered no immediate response. No whistle, no foul, no review. What followed was a flurry of questions. Was this a routine play taken too far? Or was it a symptom of something more systemic? A pattern of officiating inconsistencies, underlying hostility, and institutional failure to protect its emerging stars? As video of the moment circulated online, igniting debates among fans and analysts, the silence from the league's officials became deafening. The fallout from the incident and the reaction of Indiana Fever head coach Stephanie White has cast a sharp spotlight on how the league handles physical play, player safety, and the protection of its most marketable athletes. The collision that sparked the debate. With the game hanging in the balance late in the third quarter, Caitlin Clark, renowned for her fearless drives and lightning-quick release, attacked the baseline with her usual tenacity. She weaved past one defender and accelerated toward the rim, only to be met with a sudden, jarring shoulder check. In an instant, Clark was knocked violently off course, her momentum carrying her into the padded wall behind the basket. The packed crowd at Gainbridge Fieldhouse fell silent for a heartbeat before erupting. What they had just witnessed wasn't a routine foul, it was something far more unsettling. From every replay angle, the contact was blatant. The defender made no attempt to play the ball. The hit was delivered high, hard, and without hesitation, more of a body blow than a defensive maneuver. Yet, no whistle blew. The silence from the officials spoke louder than any call could have. Clark, clearly rattled, was helped to her feet by teammates. Though her expression remained stoic, the way she slowly brushed herself off and steadied her footing said everything. This wasn't just another hard foul, it marked a turning point. For fans and players alike, it sparked a troubling question. Was Caitlin Clark being unfairly targeted? And worse, unprotected? Stephanie White's furious response. Fever head coach Stephanie White wasted no time voicing her disapproval. She erupted from the bench, pointing toward the site of the hit and shouting at the officials in visible disbelief. Her expression, captured by live broadcast cameras, told viewers what they needed to know. This wasn't about one missed call. This was about a deeper sense of injustice. This is a flagrant. How do you not call that? She was seen mouthing as she paced the sideline. White's frustration spilled into the post-game press conference. Without naming officials, she accused the league of failing to protect its players, particularly those who draw national attention. In her view, Clark was being unfairly targeted, and the officials were allowing it to continue unchecked. Tonight was unacceptable, she said. If this is how we're going to officiate, then we're not prioritizing player safety or the integrity of the game. Patterns and precedent. Is Clark being singled out? Clark's emergence into the WNBA was nothing short of a cultural moment. Her record-setting college career brought unprecedented attention to women's basketball, and her rookie season has boosted ticket sales, television ratings, and media engagement across the league. But with that visibility comes scrutiny, and increasingly, hostility. Since her debut, Clark has been on the receiving end of numerous questionable hits, elbows thrown mid-drive, arms extended in screenplays, and borderline flagrant fouls with little or no whistle response. Opponents are physical, which is expected, but as videos stack up online, fans and analysts alike have started noticing what they perceive as a pattern of officials letting rough play go unchecked when Clark is involved. More concerning is the growing public perception that she is being intentionally targeted, not just by defenders looking to make a statement, but by referees seemingly reluctant to extend her the same protections afforded to other stars. The game that went off the rails. Beyond the collision itself, the broader context of the game painted a grim picture for the Indiana Fever. Despite battling through poor shooting stretches and an injury-riddled roster, the Fever had clawed their way back into contention. As the final quarter began, they were trailing but very much within striking distance, momentum slowly shifting in their favor. Then came the final 2 minutes, a stretch that will be remembered not for basketball brilliance, but for controversy. Arguably, the most questionable officiating sequence of the WNBA season. It began with a highly debatable foul call on Aaliyah Boston, handing the opposing team 2 crucial free throws. Moments later, a clear travel violation went uncalled, resulting in a go-ahead basket for the opposition. The Fever bench erupted in disbelief. Still, the whistle stayed silent. As if that wasn't enough, Caitlin Clark, already the center of attention after taking a hard hit earlier, was once again knocked to the floor while trying to fight through a screen. This time, the contact occurred in plain view of 2 officials. No foul was called. The crowd, already simmering, finally boiled over. When the final buzzer sounded, Indiana had lost a game they had every chance to win. The damage? 3 missed or questionable calls, each swinging the game further away from the Fever. Fans inside the arena erupted in chants of "rigged." Their frustration echoed on social media, where hashtags like #rigged and #protect Caitlin quickly began trending nationwide. Sports talk shows didn't hold back. Debates broke out over whether the game had been influenced by officiating bias. For the first time in years, WNBA refereeing wasn't just a subplot. It was the headline, casting a shadow over what should have been a hard-fought, competitive finish. The league responds, or doesn't. The WNBA's official response the following day did little to calm the storm. In a brief and carefully worded statement, the league confirmed it was reviewing officiating procedures and reiterated its commitment to fairness and player safety. But for many, the statement felt hollow, more like a PR maneuver than a display of accountability. No specific referees were named, no disciplinary actions were taken. There were no promises of change or policy adjustments. It read as damage control, not leadership. Meanwhile, public frustration continued to grow. Across social media and sports networks, fans, former players, and analysts voiced their outrage. That wasn't basketball, one prominent commentator declared during a primetime broadcast. That was dangerous, and it was ignored. The incident has since transcended a single game. It's become a flashpoint in a much larger conversation about how the WNBA protects its rising stars, manages its public image, and safeguards the integrity of the sport. Caitlin Clark, arguably the league's most marketable player, found herself at the center of a controversy the league seemed unprepared to handle. As backlash intensifies, the pressure mounts, and the question now isn't just what went wrong, but what the WNBA will do to make it right. The broader implications: is the league protecting its future? Clark's star power isn't just anecdotal, it's quantifiable. Since her arrival, WNBA viewership is up, merchandise is flying off the shelves, and arenas are selling out for Fever Road games. She is, by all accounts, the face of the league's new era. So why, critics ask, is the league not doing more to protect her? Is it an unwillingness to appear biased toward a rookie? A deeper political tension between veterans and rising stars? Or is it simply that officiating in the league has not caught up to the moment it now inhabits? Stephanie White's anger, while focused on a single incident, reflects a deeper concern. If the WNBA is to grow and sustain that growth, it must establish clear standards around player protection, officiating consistency, and accountability. Allowing marquee players to be battered without consequence sends the wrong message, not just to fans, but to future generations of athletes considering the league as their professional home. Fan reactions and player solidarity. In the aftermath of the game, the wave of support for Clark was overwhelming. Fans flooded social media, demanding action. The hashtags #ProtectClark and #Fix. The references appeared on thousands of posts within hours. Opinion columns, podcasts, and national broadcasts all echoed the same refrain. The WNBA cannot afford to let this become its norm. Some current players came to Caitlin Clark's defense, voicing support, while others took a more reserved stance, suggesting respect must be earned. Yet fans quickly pushed back, arguing that no level of respect justifies physical harm. What began as a single controversial collision has now sparked a broader, league-wide debate. At its core is a pressing question: does the current standard of officiating truly reflect the WNBA's commitment to fairness, player safety, and the professional excellence it claims to uphold? A league at the brink of change. This moment, while painful for the Fever and for Clark, could become a turning point. Already, there are murmurs within the league about officiating reform, potentially including third-party review boards, increased video replay, and improved referee training. The question is not whether Clark can endure. She has shown time and again that she can take a hit, silence a crowd, and still drop 30 points the next night. The real question is whether the league will meet the moment or let it pass. The WNBA is standing at a crossroads: either implement clear protections for its players or risk losing the credibility that has taken decades to build. Because when fans begin to believe that outcomes are shaped more by inconsistency than competition, trust is hard to regain. More than just a game, the collision that sent Caitlin Clark into a wall was a physical act, but what it triggered was psychological, cultural, and structural. It brought to the surface all the tension swirling within a league undergoing rapid transformation, from growing fan bases and media attention to generational clashes and competitive pressure. Stephanie White, in defending her player, didn't just argue a missed call. She defended the core principle of what sport is supposed to be: fair, honest, and safe. Clark will continue to compete. Her response to adversity has always been to rise higher, play harder, and prove her worth. But if the league truly values her, if it values all its players, it must act decisively. Because the WNBA is no longer an emerging league, it is here. And how it handles moments like this will define what kind of league it becomes. This incident goes beyond a single game. It's a flashpoint in the ongoing conversation about respect, officiating, and rising talent in the WNBA. Caitlin Clark's reaction, the response from players and coaches, and the silence or statement from the league will speak volumes about where the sport is headed. Is the WNBA ready to embrace her star power, or will it resist the new wave of young athletes demanding their space? One thing's for sure: this moment won't be forgotten. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and drop your thoughts in the comments. Whose side are you on?